Hello again, welcome back to the category mistake. Today we're going to be talking about some things that cause anxiety when you are all alone or being alone and how that causes anxiety. What I've learned over the last, couple months is when my wife is not here or when I'm alone, I actually have more anxiety than I do when they are home. And I think there's a lot of reasons behind that, but I started looking into it more. Now, I didn't do a video yesterday, which some people did notice. So there's a day missing in my long line, and that's because I had a friend come over who kind of just stayed with me while I was being lonely. He hung out. He helped me talk about some of the stuff I'm going through, and it took the edge off, which was really nice. I also had lunch with one of my listeners, fellow student, the other day, which was really great too. Just kind of talking about life and how growing up is a lot different than middle school and how things have changed in the last 4, 5, 6 years, and how not every life lesson is easy, but you do learn. You learn what is good for you. You learn what's bad for you. You learn who in your life is good for you and who maybe it's just time to cut ties with. It's not always pretty, but it works. Now, when we're talking about being alone, why do most people get anxiety when they're being alone? Or why do they get anxious? Now, a lot of people are like, oh, my wife's out of town. It's great. I'm going to play. I'm going to have fun. Or my husband's gone. I'm going to party it up. Or my parents are out of town. I'm going to have a party. But some people struggle with it because they feel like they're socially isolated. Okay, social isolation is a big one. And that's a big one just because when you are alone, you feel like you can't get out. You don't want to get out, or maybe you stay alone. I had the opportunity to go and do other things. I just choose not to because I almost feel guilty for going out. So I isolate myself, which isn't always a good idea. And then the opposite of that, of course, is the fear of missing out, the FOMO, as a lot of people call it. You feel like you're alone, and if you were out doing things, you'd get something really cool. So you kind of get jealous, and then you get anxiety because you're not doing that cool thing. I get that a lot when my wife will say, she went to Six Flags this weekend. I felt kind of jealous because I didn't get to go. But I do a lot of things where she doesn't go. Now, the things she does, a lot of times I enjoy it. Sometimes I don't. So I'm kind of glad she goes yard sailing without me. But there's other things she does that I really want to do. But she needs that time, that freedom to go out and explore the world. And I need to be better at that. Negative talk or negative self talk. For me, it's a lot of, you get into your own head. Hey, she's gone for the weekend, or hey, they're gone, or hey, I'm alone and my house is a disaster, or hey, I'm alone and I haven't gotten anything done. Hey, I'm alone and I'm sleeping in, I'm lazy. It's a lot of that negative stuff, right? And that goes along with this pressure to stay busy. Well, just because no one's here doesn't mean I can't do this and do this and do this and do this. You fill up your time with so much busyness that you don't pause and allow yourself to have that quiet time. The quiet time actually drives you crazy. So you try to fill it with noise and other things. Lack of emotional support is one that I've struggled with for a long time. Also, I feel like I don't have emotional support if no one's around me. I don't know how to balance my own emotions. And when people aren't around to kind of help me with that, I overthink it, I overdo it, and then of course I screw it up in my own mind. Um, the cultural stigma. So looking back throughout history, usually when someone is alone or they're not with somebody or their significant other is going someplace without them, a lot of times people look at them like, why? Now, if it's a trip, a ladies' trip or something like that, it's one thing. But if your wife is going out for the weekend, or your husband's going out for the weekend, or your boyfriend's going out the weekend, and they're doing something you both could do together, but they're just doing it by themselves, you start feeling like, okay, so what's wrong with me? And people might say the same thing. Why didn't they take you? What's wrong with you? Or what's wrong with them? And sometimes, again, you just need alone time, right? Away from each other to help grow your relationship. Sometimes you need to pause, breathe, and get some space. The media, TV, streaming, whatever you want to show it, they always show couples and people and families always doing everything together. From going to amusement parks to going for a picnic, which I don't know who goes for real picnics anymore, to road trips to biking on trails together. They always show families and loved ones and people who like each other hanging out doing all this crazy stuff when most of us wake up, we go to work, we come home, and we just try to survive the day. But the media makes us feel like if we're not spending every waking moment doing something adventurous with the ones that we love or the ones that we're around, then something's wrong with us. The fear of our loved ones are going to leave us when they're not here. That is something I have majorly struggled with. I love my wife and she does love me, but sometimes when she leaves, I always feel like she's not coming home. She's going to find something better. Now, we've been together for 30 years. And while those feelings don't hit as hard as they used to, they still hit. And it's not because I feel like my wife doesn't love me. It's just I have so little confidence in me that I feel like she can find someone better. So when she's not here, I overthink about it. I think about what is she doing? Is there someone better? Is she finding something more joyous in her life? Is she finding something that she likes to do more than she likes being with me? And it's exhausting. I discovered that a lot this weekend, even though she was out with my daughters and they went to Six Flags and they were, having a great time. I'm like, well, what if the hotel is horrible and Six Flags is bad and it's my fault and she finds someone better and she just hates it and she blames me and it's over because of a weekend trip. Now, logically, that doesn't happen. But nothing about anxiety and depression is logical. Nothing. Like it or not, we all struggle through things in our lives that are illogical, right? Economic stress. When you're alone, and for me, when you're alone and you have somebody else, you tend to either spend money to fill up the void of them not being there, or you don't want to spend a dime because you're worried about being in trouble when they get back because you overspent for your weekend. And again, these are things that don't always make sense, but they're still there. They're still real. Now, how do I address this? How do I fix this? How do I change this? How do I deal with it? That's a great question. And some days I have great answers. Today I'm going to talk about a few things that, I kind of do that helps my stinking thinking or my negative mindset change a little bit. First thing I do is I take a break. The whole mindfulness, breathing, thinking about what you're doing, relaxing, letting your brain take a step, take a beat, okay, relax a little bit. Realize that the world is not coming to an end around you. The person is gone, but they're coming back. Develop a routine. When the person's gone, maybe set up a schedule for your day. Or if you're alone a lot, schedule your day out. Now, it doesn't have to be so exact that you can't get around anything and you can't, improvise, but kind of have like bullet points for your day, okay? And set small goals. Today I'm going to, no one's home, but I'm going to get the laundry done and I'm going to sweep the porch. Something simple, something easy. Learn how to talk to yourself in a positive way. Learn how to say nice things to yourself. Learn how to see this time of aloneness as a positive. Hey, I have time to work on a Lego, or I have time to watch a podcast, or I have time to talk to other people that I don't get to talk to a lot just because we're busy. Find something creative to do or productive. Again, Legos, podcasts, write. Just do some different things. Call people. Focus on self-care. Hey, go get a mani-pedi or go get your hair done or go just to the gym or just go for a walk. Do something a little different. Focus on taking care of yourself just a little bit. Challenge the fear of missing out. Okay, just because someone just bought something brand new, or that they're got this equipment to do this, or they got this, or they got that, doesn't mean while you're alone you go and buy it because there's no one there to stop you. You don't need the newest, craziest thing because you're lonely. What you need to do is find some things around in your life that make you happy, or that you can do that kind of give you that push and adrenaline of something new, but yet not being new. Develop emotional independence. Simply realize that your emotional well being is not attached to that other person. Yet, your wife, your spouse, your boyfriend, your fiance, your girlfriend, whatever they are, your friend who just lives with you, them being around does not make you good or bad. It does not change your emotional state. It should not matter if they're there or not. You can be emotionally independent. You can think on your own. You can feel on your own. And you can just learn how to deal with being you and happy with you. Does that always work? No. But it's steps. All of these are like baby steps, okay? You kind of do them all together or separately, and it takes time, practice, and of course the next thing, it takes sometimes therapy or counseling. Hey, I'm struggling with this. How do I deal with it? And sometimes you can find a friend who will just work through it with you. Sometimes you have to get a little more help. Therapy's great, counseling's great. Talking to someone that is a trusted person, great. Getting a pet, getting a pet is great. They fill up your time. Now, when I was looking up online a few things, people used to say that when housewives were lonely, when their husbands were at work, that's when they'd want to have a baby. Having a child is not a way to fill up your loneliness, okay? If you are struggling with anxiety about being alone, do not go and have children just to fill up that. Children are amazing, okay? They're the best. But having them because you're sad or lonely or depressed or anxious is not not the real, that's not the real way to fix it. It's not the real way to heal yourself, okay? Pets are a little different. You can take them for walks. They will cuddle with you. Kids are a lot more work and a lot more draining psychologically on you, no matter how good of a parent you think you're going to be, or how organic you're going to give their food, or how great you're going to do their time. It doesn't matter. Children are exhausting, okay? Understand solitude is okay. It's a normal part of your day. Being alone is okay. It's being okay with silence is difficult for me. Silence is exhausting, but I need to get used to it. It's got to be okay. And that's easier said than done. I know a lot of people who just cannot have quiet. They always have to have noise going on. They sleep with noise. They wake up to noise. They work throughout the day. They have noise. They just got to have it. Exercise. Now, some of you can't physically do as much as others, but even going for a walk around the block, or going to a park, or riding a bike, anything that just gets your brain moving and your body moving at the same time. When you take a walk, it's weird. It's that rhythm of walking just can relax you, and it can bring you back to the good part. Okay, the endorphins, happiness. And the last big thing I've realized is you need to seek when you have solitude. You need to seek a place to be quiet in. So, not saying, so you're at home, no one's there. You realize that you're happier, you're more content being alone if you sit out on the deck, or if you sit in the sunroom, or if you're sitting in a chair in the living room. There's always a place where you feel more comfortable, more at home, more at ease. Do it. Take a little time while you're isolated, while you're alone, while no one's around, and find that spot and just sit in it. Sit in the quiet. Sit in the peacefulness. Sit in the nothing. The nothing is hard. It's exhausting. If you ever watched the movie The Never Ending Story, the nothing is what absorbs everybody. Okay, it kills everything. It destroys. It sucks up. It's a void. It's like a black hole. It is. It is the enemy of all. When we face the nothing, and our nothing area is someplace that we're comfortable, that we're happy in, the nothing will not get you. It will not destroy you because you're controlling the narrative of the nothing. Okay. If you isolate in a place that makes you anxious or fills you up with dread and fear, that you're letting the isolation win. You're letting the nothing win, and that's what you don't want. You don't want the bad guy to win. So being alone for a weekend, for a week, for a month. Um, when I was deployed, I was away from my wife for a year. I had other people around me, but I still felt alone because though they were in my chew with me or at work with me or doing stuff with me, um, I had known some of these people for days before we deployed. I didn't know them. I wasn't compassionate for them. I wasn't passionate or compassionate. Instead, I was their coworker or I was in the military, so it's a little different. Um, a few of them I became really close with, but most of them we cohabitated. We were in the same area, and that was a lot of stress. And my wife, she was alone without me with our kids, and she went through a lot of the same stuff. How did I get through it? I worked too much. I did too much. I pushed myself too much. And I realize now that was not healthy to do, but I did it anyway. And that is what I don't want for everyone else. And that's what I don't want for myself now. I want to be able to be alone for a weekend or a couple days and just be okay. To not only be okay, but to have a good time, rest, relax, and enjoy the quiet. In my life, I don't get a lot of quiet. My wife and I are very busy. We have a lot of family. We have a lot of responsibilities. Quiet is good for us. And she does really well with quiet. She does art. She sews. She knits. She makes quilts. I don't have that as much, and I'm learning to be better at it. But that's still a struggle for me. But I'm working on it. Just doing this podcast, I have to be quiet. Quiet's around me for 18 to 25 minutes. And it's great. But it's still something I have to get used to. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you all tomorrow.